the Export Beer Garden studio. Welcome into the Mad Monday podcast. Thanks to the legends at 4 and 20 Pies. My name is Tino Whaasua Manaiawi, and I'm joined by Roger Tuivasa Keezy this morning. Morning, Keezy, you mad bastard.
Hello, my name's Chris. Or Keezy Vasashek, up to you. Good to be back on Mad Monday. I haven't done it in bloody ages. Actually.
Nah, you've been missed.
Well, what's happened is once the regular season finished and the Wars once they lost their finals game, I just really lost steam on the finals games after that.
Yeah, you can do a little bit.
Yeah, it just was. I felt really deflated. And then there was that excellent Raiders-Broncos game, which I did catch and sort of got me back into it. And then this weekend just gone, Broncos-Panthers, which we're going to get into, that really got me hyped up.
I know what you mean. You get that. You get that post-season blues where you're just like, we could have won this, and if we had done that.
I think about the fact that I watched just for the Wars. What is it? 25 games.
Yeah.
But I watched 25 games of the Warriors, 26, and now they're out.
I'll tell you what hurts even more than that is playing your entire fantasy season and losing in the semi-finals. That kills you. The other one that really, there's been two moments this past week that have really pissed me off as a Warriors fan. One is getting the email from Dynasty Sports that all jerseys are 30% off.
Yeah, fuck, that is annoying.
And then clicking on that and seeing that they do not have my size. It's only like 8XL or something like that that's left. And the other one is, because obviously the Dally M's are on tonight. We're going to talk about it later on the podcast. By the time you listen to this, you'll probably know who's won. But they posted the, the halfway point, the public up until the halfway point, then they go behind the curtain.
And Luke Metcalf was number one?
Rubbed it right back in my face.
Yeah, yes,
round
that's
12.
Right. Yeah.
Round 13, torn ACL. Beauty.
Yeah. Sick.
Thanks for letting me know. But a big weekend, the two games. Now, you'll have to forgive me, I had a wedding on the Friday, so by the time the Sharks versus the Storm kicked off, I was blacked out drunk singing Angels.
Hey, how do you feel? Because I know that you suffer from anxiety, right?
Yeah.
You wake up after a big night out, ask your missus if she hates you or not.
I tell her, tell me you don't hate me or I'll jump out the balcony. Yeah,
that's right. So you threaten to.
Yeah.
How does Angels the night before, every time you go to a wedding, how does that affect your anxiety?
Yeah, no good. No fucking good. I woke up the next morning and my missus was like, I've got these videos of you from last night. I just about threw a phone at the wall. I was like, turn that off right now. I can't look at that.
Because my wife went to...
my wife? Sorry.
Come on, man, grow up. My wife went to a hen's do over the weekend and she came back with the worst anxiety I've ever seen her have. Yeah. And the stuff she was anxious about was so not
fine.
Even... It was totally
so
fine.
So fine, I know. Well, this is the thing, and G Lane always says this. We'll talk about rugby league at some point, or maybe not. He always says, it's not real. Whatever you're thinking is not real. It's very hard to keep that in mind.
Yes.
So two things on anxiety. One thing is, how many of the people did she know at the hens do? At a hens do, there's generally another group of friends that you don't really know that well.
She would have known, I reckon, 60% family, cousins.
But it's the 40% that you don't know, and then you're like, what did I say to them? Who was that person? Why was I, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then the other part is just, it's not real. You don't need to.
No, it's totally fine.
For me, with the Angels thing, because I generally need to be pretty wasted to do it, I can't remember how into it everyone was. And so the next morning you're like, oof. And the other part is, because I'm singing as, once you're doing it, right? You've got to commit.
Yeah.
So I'm going as hard as I can. I can't tell who else is singing. I can't see.
You can only hear yourself.
I can hear myself.
Your eyes are closed.
The groom was standing next to me. One of our other best mates was standing right there as well. God bless him.
Yeah.
But you can't, and it wasn't until like Monday where I could look. The wedding was on Friday. Yeah. I couldn't look at the footage till Monday. And the pan around, everyone was singing. And I was like, okay.
So you've been plucking up the courage to look at the video?
No, I've been avoiding it. I was forced to when I come in, and Jerry, of course, wants to play it on the radio show. So now I'm confronted with it.
I think the good thing about that song is that I don't think I've seen a video yet where no one's singing along to it.
This is the key, and I've talked about this on the radio show this week. Again, we'll get to rugby league. Is no one wants to hear you give a performance.
No, shit, no.
It's about getting everyone singing. Yeah. People all know that song. That's why I picked that song.
In our generation, that song is one of those songs that everyone fucking loves.
I got sent a video from Axel, a German friend of the Alternative Commentary Collective, who was with us at Oktoberfest last year. He sent Lane a video this morning of one of the tents all singing Angels.
Awesome.
There's like 6,000 people inside this one tent. They're all singing Angels. In Germany.
How good is that?
And so that's the key. No one wants to see you stand up there and just do actual singing.
No, it's not your chance to show everyone this thing you've been working on. It's not that at all.
No.
It's everyone singing along.
And so that's why I didn't see the segue alert Cronulla Sharks Melbourne Storm game.
That's right. The Storm did win. I watched the first half of this and then fell asleep.
Oh yeah,
because I
you did breakfast
because I did breakfast,
yeah.
and I was like, wow, this is tough.
This is why I haven't seen a Thursday game all year.
Yeah, which is a shame because Thursday night games, when you do drive especially, they rule.
Yeah, I bet. Dude, I know we talk about this every year, but that Thursday game, man, the older you get, the more... So when I was working at the ACC, I'd watch the first half, fall asleep, wake up, go to bed, watch it on my phone, fall asleep again, wake up at like 1 a.m, check whether my bets came in. That's how I watched every Thursday night game.
And that sounds very enjoyable.
It was fun, but it's a lot of work. You're just dragging yourself up and down the stairs.
One of my favourite ways to consume it is just to go to bed at like 9:30, turn your phone off, place your bets responsibly, go to bed, wake up, have a coffee, have brekkie while watching it with your phone off. Yeah. I know. Fucking love it.
I know you do this. There's been times where we've been like in an Uber on the way home from a piss up on a Friday, and you've been like, hey, the Rabbitohs game, don't tell me what happened because I'm going to watch it tomorrow morning. And I'm like, oh, they lost.
Fuck, that's right. I remember that.
I can't help myself.
Look, because I'm a real big fan of like doing a lot of admin and setting things up to really enjoy something.
Yeah.
So like, for example, if I'm eating takeaways, I won't eat it while driving home.
Yeah.
I will wait till I get home and then I will set it up in front of the TV.
So conditions are perfect.
Conditions are absolutely perfect. I'll have a little plate and then I will eat it. So that's how I like to operate. So if I can wake up, make a coffee, sit down on the couch, watch the first half, then while halftime's playing,
bacon and eggs,
get that going. That's how I like to consume my rugby league. But this game, just another segue back to it. Jerome Hughes coming back 3 weeks into an 8-week earliest recovery from that wrist fracture. He's a fucking legend.
He is a legend.
He is so good.
I think often as fans, because we watch the sport for 26 weeks and then into the finals, we forget how tough these guys are.
Yeah.
And there's some of them that you think about Pappenhausen, aesthetically he doesn't look like a tough guy.
No, he looks like a little dweeb.
But the injuries he's been through and the way he puts his body on the line, Jerome Hughes is exactly the same. It's like, although he looks a bit tougher, but it's like these are the toughest of the tough. That's how they got to this spot. And I will say that Victor Matfield arm guard that he had on,
it was like he had a cast on.
It was fucking enormous. I was saying this week, it looked like, when they have those real bad fractures and there's bits of metal that come out? They look like Meccano. Remember that stuff from school?
Shit, yeah.
And then, he looked like he had one of those underneath the armband that he had on.
Well, and the interesting thing about that was, I think it was Stefano Utoikamanu, who I think is going to be a problem next year. He is looking like such an amazing front rower now. He did this amazing run, bumped off a dude, passed a little offload to Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes had to fend off this huge dude with his broken-ass arm with Meccano all over it.
Yeah.
And then ran through and scored this awesome try. And I'm like, if I had broken my wrist 2-3 weeks before...
I wouldn't be back at work as a radio host.
Shit, no. I can't push the faders up.
Nah, let alone... I don't even push the buttons.
You don't even do shit. I can't,
Yeah, it is. And the other part of it, I wonder, is like... So I saw an interview, it might have even been on his own podcast, and he was saying, when the doctor said, I could be back within like 3 weeks or whatever, I was just as surprised as anyone else. I didn't believe it. I think the doctor said to him, you can't play, and he just went, fuck that. We're winning a chip this year.
And his impact was like immediate, and he really is. Like, Munster's obviously awesome, Pappy's awesome, Harry Grant's like the best hooker, but Jerome Hughes, the last 2 years, is just, he's just one of, he's up there with Nathan Cleary. Like, they're neck and neck for best halves in the comp. He's just been ridiculous. The Sharks, though, shout out to them. They have been playing too, like a really solid brand of footy.
They hit their straps right at the right end of the season.
Yeah,
they've got all the guys.
You look at their team and you go, hell yeah, that is a mean team.
Yes, but they just faded throughout the season. I feel like they were much like the Warriors, where they were going to go as far as Nico Hines took them, and we were going to go as far as Metcalf took us.
Yeah.
Metcalf took us to the playoffs and only played half the year, is the way I look at that. And Nico Hines just really rounded into form towards the back end of the year. I am looking at the scorecard. I will say, they lost by 8 points. He missed 4 kicks.
Yeah, his kicking was an issue, and this is one of the issues with Hines and Metcalf.
Yeah,
is that they are prone to just shitting the bed with the kicking tee.
Yeah.
And also Hines is, the last few seasons has been called a bit of a choker, because whenever he gets up to like an important game, he doesn't really perform to that high standard. And he looked pretty awesome with ball in hand, but like his kicking, That was garbage.
Yeah, I do wonder if a part of it is...
A lot of them were from the sideline, though, I should say.
Yeah, for sure. But also it's like he is expected to do so much in those death parts of the game.
Yes.
That it's very easy to be like, oh, he's not that good. It's like, no, he's definitely the best one they've got. That's why they keep going to him.
But like that makes guys like, for example, Reece Walsh, who I hate, but is an excellent player. At the end of that Broncos game, he set up that try to win, and we will get to that game next.
Yeah.
Like, that's also the guy who, in the dying moments, he needs the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Whenever Hines has the ball in his hands, that will pay off about 10% of the time. I feel like Reece Walsh will make it pay off at least 50% of the time.
Well, let's get into that game, shall we?
Yeah.
Broncos versus the Panthers. The dynasty's over. My highlight from this game was Reece Walsh missed that conversion that was definitely gettable.
And I yelled at the TV and said, "Ha, suck on that, Reece Walsh, you idiot."
Then the very next play, not the very next play, but he then goes down. He set that try up, I believe, on the right-hand sideline. Yeah.
He drew in 5 players. I counted it this morning. 5 players, and then got the ball to Mariner.
Yeah, netball pass over the top.
Mariner had to do well. He had to beat 3 to get to the try line.
Yes, he did.
So he did really well. But it was all Reece Walsh.
And then immediately, Reynolds, having just seen him bounce on off the post.
And he had been kicking like shit all day, Reece Walsh.
He had been kicking like shit all day. Reynolds, who I think we can all agree one of the best kickers in recent memory.
100%.
But hadn't kicked a goal for the Broncos since round 23.
I love it. It was just such a...
And he was like, I'll kick this, I'll make it, we're going to win.
I want to know, do you reckon Reece... Because Reece Walsh is the kind of guy, and it's part of what makes him so good, is like he will say, no, I'm kicking it. I back myself.
Yeah.
I wonder whether he said, Reynolds, do you want to kick this one? Or whether Adam Reynolds just came and said, I'm doing it.
I think Reynolds told him.
I hope so.
I think Reynolds, because it was the way he went and grabbed the tee. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something going on with Reece Walsh and he said, oh, Reno, grab the next one. But we're talking about a guy who, I remember one of his last games for the Warriors. Do you remember the game where he's standing on the side of Mount Smart with the radio in his hand, jumping up and down, screaming at it?
Oh, yeah.
And he was telling the coach, put me back on, because there was like 2 minutes left to go and he wanted to win the game.
So he's the Kobe. He's got the Kobe mentality.
He's got the Kobe mentality. He's got a bit of like the spoiled brat mentality. Where 100%. It's like, I mean, at least at that point, he was like 18, 19.
Yeah.
He's got enough runs on the board now, he can justify it. But it would take someone who's done as much as Reynolds has to be like, fuck off, I'm going to kick this.
And also, Reynolds, like, packed Suncorp Stadium, giant TV with your own face on it, and he drilled it right down the centre. Didn't even look like missing.
Nah.
Like, it was a beautiful kick.
Because I tell you what, if I look up and I can see a giant tattoo of Post Malone on my leg, that's going to distract me from being able to kick that.
Yeah, he sits in a real interesting spot on the sort of graph of, like, shit tattoos to kind of an awesome bloke who I love.
Yeah,
usually most guys are real far down one end of that graph and they're pricks, but for some reason I really like Adam Reynolds.
Now, funny rugby league tattoos, particularly with halves, because the halves are very well spoken.
Yeah.
And so you can forget that these are career leagueies until you see, like, 1 year they show up with a throat tat or something like, that's right, you are, yes, you're a rugby league player. He's one of those.
Yeah.
They'll come out with a full back piece or something like that. See, I told you.
Do you were you going for the Broncos in that game?
Yeah, I think I was.
Because I don't like Reece Walsh, obviously, but I really like Adam Reynolds. I like Ben Hunt. I like the idea, like when Ben Hunt.
You love Ezra Mam.
Yeah. But
you think he was hard dumped?
Yeah. When Ben Hunt dropped that ball in the 2015 Grand Final and he was playing for the Broncos, and then like that was 10 years ago. Now he's back there. Like, I like that redemption arc. I like Adam Reynolds being old and constantly having hammy injuries, but like coming back.
Relatable.
I love Madge being sacked by the Tigers and then winning State of Origin and then bringing the Broncos, who we're a shambles of a team. And even midway through the season, like there were people trying to do a bit of a Noeline Todua.
Yeah.
And like saying that he's too hard.
He's too hard on them. The players don't like him.
Exactly.
Don't leave out the fact that he was coaching the Kiwis when we beat Australia in that game.
Yeah, he was coaching the Kiwis as well. I love all those storylines, and it's just like the Reece Walsh for me is the Jerome Luai of the Panthers. I hate him, and I don't want him to succeed, but he probably will.
Yeah. I don't quite put him in the. But I will say
he's better than Jerome Luai.
Yeah, he's not as dick-ish.
But I think that's what made Jerome Luai so frustrating, is that he wasn't even that good. And he's fine at the Tigers. They're paying him a shitload. But he's such a dick.
Yeah,
It didn't I don't know.
But Reece Walsh's Dickery is great because it's that's the headline for the podcast. Reece Walsh's Dickery is because it's all related around the game. You know, he's pulling the fingers at the crowd. He's like getting up other people on the field. It's not, and the off-field stuff he does, he's like punching his mate or drinking out of a toilet bowl. But he's not being a dick to people off the field.
No, and that's shit you and I might do in the weekend, and no one even gives a shit. You know.
No, I've been drinking out of toilet bowls for the longest time, and now this guy gets a bit of clout for it. But it's all to do with the game, and I think he is quickly becoming, at least for this season, the NRL villain.
Yeah, which is great.
And in a great way,
Yeah.
that he's fun to root against.
Yeah.
Because he's so good.
Probably fun to root as well.
It'd probably be fun to root. I just think that, I think what put people off him is the same thing that always puts people off, is when he gets built up so much, and no one's been more built up than him.
Yeah.
Not even Cleary. Because Cleary sort of made himself into that player, whereas from 18, Reece Walsh was like, he's the next superstar.
He's touted for greatness.
Right before the game on the weekend, the NRL put up like a 8-slide post on Instagram about the promised one, the fucking savior,
Oh my God,
the hero,
yeah.
just jacking him off in the extreme.
Yeah.
And it just makes you want to hate him, and it's actually got nothing to do with him.
And I really do love watching him play as well.
He's electric.
Like drinking out of toilet bowls on the weekend, throwing scucky harbour bridges during the he's the fucking man.
And that Raiders game, when he came back on, from the moment he walked back onto the field, it's like Reece Walsh is going to win this game for them.
And actually, this is one thing I want to touch on too, is Reece Walsh and the Broncos being in this grand final are going to make it fucking exciting, because that Raiders game was excellent. The game at the weekend, Sunday, against the Panthers was really exciting.
Yeah.
I think the grand final, for the first time in ages, probably since 2015, is going to be a super exciting affair.
Going into it, yes. So the 2023 one, I thought that was an amazing game, but there wasn't as much hype going into it.
No,
People weren't looking forward to it the way they are with this one. And so we'll get into the grand final in a few minutes' time. But I just, before that, the end to this game was a little bit of a fizzer.
Yeah,
And-
are you talking about the Panthers lining up for a 2-point field goal?
Yeah, it was
Inferior Cleary having to run back 10 metres to slot it?
if you're a Panthers fan, I can't imagine what Nathan Cleary's thinking right now. In fact, I can. It's like he woke up the next morning hungover and found out he just sung Angels last night while blacked out. Because he...
But then he goes, but I've got 4 premierships.
Yeah, that's
which
right.
other people in that situation don't have.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky enough that I do, and that's how I managed to took myself around. Because it was so not Nathan Cleary, so not Panthers the way
Yeah.
they lost.
Yeah.
They managed to march down the field. They got themselves in a good position. In fact, too good to where they were 20 metres up the thing, and then on the 5th tackle, Cleary looks up and he goes, fuck, I'm too close, we need 2 points.
Yeah, was it that, or was it, fuck, it's the 5th? I thought it was the 4th, because he was miles in front of the 40.
Yeah. I think he didn't, he just lost track of where the game was.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Then all of a sudden, instead of going from the ruck back to him for the drop goal, he wasn't in position, so they go to Yo. Then all of a sudden, Nathan Cleary, best player in the world, is running away from the try line, not looking at the ball, then he has to turn around.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, about 3 of the players had chased him.
Yeah.
So he was never going to get the shot off. Then it goes to Edwards. Edwards shanks it.
It was a real letdown, because I feel like out of all the teams, if you had to back a team to march up the field, then set up a perfect play
It's
to slot
them.
a 2-point, it's the Panthers.
100% it's them. That's been
Yeah.
their whole DNA. And if you look at the trajectory of this year, it's been baked to the bottom of the tin. Then all of a sudden, I don't know if you saw, was it NRL Roast put up a video of the Simpsons watching this plane, and it's like the Panthers season, and it's taking off, and then it starts nosediving, and the whole crowd's like, whoa, and then it pulls back up again.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, and then it nosedives again, hey, and explodes on the ground. That's a perfect summation of their season, because it's like baked to the bottom of the tin, all the way up, 9-game winning streak, start winning playoff games, and then fizzle out at the end.
That is a shame, because I'm glad the Panthers dynasty is over. But
Same.
I was also really enjoying the way that they turned, being baked to the bottom of the NRL ladder there, and then getting guys like Casey McLean and these young, and Tom Jenkins and all these guys to suddenly start playing like best team in the comp level footy. It was amazing what they can do at the Panthers. The systems they've got, the way they bring young players through.
And I actually do think it's good for the game. I think that really casual fans of the NRL, they like to not be able to watch games for months at a time. And then when the finals roll around, they know the Panthers are good, the Storm are good.
Yeah.
I know it sucks for us who are fans of other clubs, like, give us a chance. But I do think for the game as a whole, like Steph Curry and the Warriors winning all those championships, I think that was good. Like the Crusaders are the best thing that's ever happened to Super Rugby.
Fuck off. So you think it's good that and this? What about the Storm and their 20-year like?
That one pisses me off.
Yeah, because they're constantly in the finals. Like
that one pisses me off a little bit.
Yeah.
But at least with Penrith, it was like they don't. The Melbourne Storm just seemed like a lucky club, and well-resourced club. Same with the Sydney City Roosters, but the Penrith, it was just like, nah, they made this club. They
Penrith
did it the right
sucked
way.
for ages.
Yeah.
They've always historically been pretty average, like been there or thereabouts. Then they'll have flashes of like, ooh.
Yeah.
But then they just flipped it all on its head and we're just like, no, we're built like this most amazing thing.
Yeah.
Just real quick before we move on from this game, couple of moments that cracked me up. Casey McLean, when he got that intercept, ran the length of the field, went to score. The ref called it as offside. And he ran and put it down between the posts anyway, and then it cut to the shot where you could see all of the guys sitting in the stand behind him in Broncos outfits. And if you watch that again in the replay, it's them all yelling, fuck off, like FUUC and all this shit. And everyone's laughing. I was like, that is just classic rugby league.
Yeah. It was like it was at the Ryder Cup.
It was, 100%. It was that cracked me up. And the other thing that cracked me up too was when Ezra Mam and Cleary were having that little scuffle.
Yeah, and Reece Walsh took it.
And then Reece Walsh, he ran past the scuffle to break it up.
Basically took a hit up into the scuffle.
Which I think is quite smart, using the scuffle like in that way.
I think about that with injured players.
They don't capitalise on it enough.
If that dude's not on my team, there's a big hole in the defence there.
100%.
Yeah. Now, if I'm injured, fuck off. But
in that particular moment, though, I was watching the replay, and you just see in slow motion Liam Martin running in at Ezra Mam like a dog, like a fucking rabid dog about to attack something.
Yeah.
And just running in like a psycho and smashing him over.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was going for Mam in that fight because I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, you're a big Mam guy.
Huge Mam guy. And if I was him, fucking hop in a car and ram raid Cleary's house.
I think so.
That's probably what I'd do this weekend. But those two moments cracked me up.
Yeah, no, 100%. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and do potentially, arguably, one of the more pointless segments we've ever done. But the finalists are out for the Dally M Awards, which if you're listening to this on Thursday, you'll already know who they are. But I think it's interesting to go through the finalists, and I think we'll pick our winners from each.
And also, just keep in mind, you came up with the idea 30 seconds before walking in this room, and I've done no prep for it.
Oh no, we're going entirely off vibe.
Yeah, which is great.
And then we'll preview the grand final after that. Stick with us. All right, have you got I can send you the post. Do you have that in front of you there, Keezy Mab?
Is it the Dally M?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you message it to me on Instagram.
I'll message that to you on Instagram. So the finalists are out. Again, if you're listening to this on Thursday, you'll know who's won. I think it's pretty interesting. This is the kind of shit you do when you're sitting around at the pub with your mates. The nominees for fullback of the year, and we're going to construct our own team from this, are KO Weeks, James Tedesco, and Reece Walsh.
I would have said going into this Tedesco, but it's Reece Walsh. And like it's big, and it's purely based on the fact that Ponga took that Dally M off Sean Johnson that year. It's what he did leading into the finals. The 5 games for the Broncos leading into the finals, he played out of his skin. He's now into the grand final. That is 100% going to come into it. The Roosters didn't even, they got knocked out early.
No, and this is the other thing. Well, so KO Weeks, tremendous breakout season. There was some that try he scored against the Dolphins where he just ran like the full. It was ridiculous. Caught the kickoff and ran it back. It was like video game shit. But I don't know. There were flashes. He didn't have the overall season that I think.
Well, he disappears a lot too. Like, he doesn't get as involved because he's young, right? He's so young.
But I mean, he's going to be immense. I can't get him behind James Tedesco.
You hate Tedesco.
I hate Tedesco, and it's got nothing to do with James Tedesco.
He's probably a lovely guy.
Well, I'm sure he's an incredible rugby league player.
Legend.
He was in my fantasy team all year. My issue is, I don't know what it is. I feel like the Australians are doing the same thing with Reece Walsh that they've done with Tedesco for years. It's just decided that he's the best fullback in the league.
I mean, he's pretty fucking good.
He is very good. But was he better than Roger when Roger was playing? No.
Can't remember.
Although you could argue he was better than Roger, and that's why we ended up getting him, because there was no room for him at fullback at the Roosters. But I just don't think he's as good as they keep rating him. And for that reason, I know it's my own personal axe to grind. I'm also going with
Reece Walsh.
Reece Walsh, yeah.
See, I disagree with you. I would say if I had to pick a fullback to play if I was picking a dream starting 13, he would be my fullback.
Tedesco?
Just his experience and his just general, like he's just fucking good.
I'm going Reece Walsh.
Obviously, Chance, number 1, and then number 2 would be Tedesco, yeah.
Tane Tuapiki.
Number 3, Tedesco.
Centre of the Year nominees are Casey McLean, Bobby Toyer, Herbie Farnworth, Stephen Crichton, and Katoni Staggs.
Herbie Farnworth.
Herbie Farnworth by far.
Fucking, got injured freak, though. Every time. He scored a try in, every game. If he wasn't playing for the Dolphins, if he was playing for, I don't know, the Bulldogs or, a contender of a team, he would, yeah.
I made so much money betting on Herbie Farnworth and against whoever was defending Herbie Farnworth. I think I watched him play 3 times this year. Magic Round, I went back over to Suncorp, and then I watched them play here when he tore his hamstring. The only knock on Herbie Farnworth, man, he's good. I mean, we were sitting on the left-hand side at Suncorp for one of the games that I watched, and him and Asako down that left side.
That was the one
with
where
the hammer.
Where it was really high scoring that game. Eh?
Yeah. And it was like every 5 minutes I was standing up out of my seat again. Here comes Herbie.
You have the fin hat on?
I had 7 fins on my head. Yeah, I'd been rounding them up off little kids. I put all the fins on my head. I'm still washing the plastic out of my hair now, and some of it's ended up in my balls. But Herbie, the only knock on Herbie is when he tore his hamstring, my missus just about cried.
Oh, too hot.
I'm like, dude, you've watched me. Some of the most horrific things ever happened to me. You've been there for all of it. You didn't seem phased at all.
Right, so this is another personal axe to grind. You're not as hot as Herbie Farnworth situation.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've got to come into this just 100% neutral, him and I.
Fuck that. Leave that for Fox. I'm bringing the axe in and I'm grinding that motherfucker.
So we're crossing out Herbie Farnworth?
Nah, he's got to be in. He's too good. Even I think he's hot. I kind of get it. It was that there were tears in her eyes. Anyway.
Shout out to Robert Toyer, obviously. So young, playing for Queensland. So young. Casey McLean started off super rough and then came right towards the end. Stephen Crichton, super solid all the way through the season.
Yeah.
Katoni Staggs really started to light it up, but Herbie Farnworth for me was the guy who throughout the season was consistently good.
Are they going 2? Because I presume they're putting 2 centres in the team.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
I don't think, and I know I've heard another podcast say this exact same thing. I am going to repeat it, but I agree with it. I don't think anyone would argue Stephen Crichton is probably the best.
He's the other guy.
But I think for me it's Staggs.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
You've seen him suck on them feet, right? That's a personal axe to grind of mine.
Oh, you don't like that?
I don't like the fact that, who's sucking on feet, toes and shit?
Katoni Staggs.
It took a while to answer there. You like it too, eh?
I've got a long-running theory that no one in New Zealand has a foot fetish. And it's because of access. Everyone's always in jandals, so it's not a taboo
What about
thing
Aussie?
to see. Yeah, I don't reckon they probably don't have them. Oh, but Katoni Staggs lives in Aussie, and he's got a foot fetish.
And he's engaged to a New Zealander.
Who has feet.
Who has feet.
This is interesting.
So I'm personally crossing him out due to inconsistent. When he's on, he is unstoppable.
Game winner.
But he doesn't go on all the time.
Yeah.
He's not always on, whereas Herbie is, and Crichton across the board, defensively, goal kicking, I think, and attack-wise too, but I think he's probably the most all-round centre in the entire game, Crichton. So Herbie, for me, it's Herbie and Crichton.
Yep.
But for you,
Herbie Staggs.
It's Herbie and Staggs, yeah.
Wingers of the Year nominees, Mark Nawanga-Nitawase, spell it, Xavier Savage, Jacob Carraz, Zach Lomax, and Xavier Coates. My God, has there been a harder category to get in Scrabble than Nawanga-Nitawase, Xavier Savage, Jacob Carraz, Zach Lomax, and Xavier Coates? Almost every one of them has an X in their name.
Yeah, you're right.
Crazy, man.
Mark Nawanga-Nitawase.
Yeah, I know.
The fucking highlights that have come out of that, and it is such a shame that he's going to rugby union again. He will not stand, he'll be great, but he will not stand out like he has at the Roosters.
I guarantee you that there are punishing Australian rugby union fans who have been giving it to the league mates all year, being like, so your game's not that hard, mate. This guy comes over and all of a sudden he's the best.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on him being eligible for Rookie of the Year?
I mean, if he's taking it off a guy like Leka Halasima, who's 19 and had to play centre in the finals for the Warriors, had never played it all season and did a pretty damn good job, that's when it's a bit iffy. But, I mean, it is his first year playing NRL.
Yeah, you can't argue against that, I think.
And he was so, his tries, his ability to get the arm free and just do stuff, when he'll just throw a behind the back pass for a try.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
That no one else would even think of throwing that because it's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
But he just does it, and he's so silky. Like, he is definitely number one for me. To be honest, number two is Xavier Coates.
Yeah.
Because, like, Lomax is the man, but the Eels were shit. Carraz, quite a lot of injuries and shifted around a wee bit. Savage, once again, like, real liability on defence early doors, and, like, I'm pretty sure Ricky wanted to drop him.
I wonder if Savage he had a great season, I thought.
Yeah, by the end of the season, you could say he had a great season.
But I do wonder if it's like, well, they were the minor premiers, they have to put one of them in there.
Yeah, maybe. Because when I think of who are the best wingers this year, he doesn't pop into my head at all.
I think Roger's hard done by not being on this list.
Roger was awesome, but definitely Coates. Like, the amount of tries that he just is on the end of for the Storm purely based on his athletic ability.
Yeah, and I know this award's not for who would you have in your team. It's based on the season they just had, but it's too hard to go past having Xavier Coates on the end of your
I would have
backline.
Xavier Coates on the left and Mark on the right.
Yeah.
If I was building this Dream 13, absolutely.
Yeah, unless Hazem El Masri's fit, then
Then then I'll think about changing it.
Yeah.
So let's lock those
I
two
think
in.
we're in agreement there. 5/8, your nominees are Munster, Strange, Matt Burton. Now, I think the giveaway here is one of these guys was not playing 5/8 at the end of the season for his own club. Matt Burton.
He was playing in the centres,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah.
Where he should play, by the
I
way.
think so too. I was talking about this with Isaac last week.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's a whole running centre with an enormous bomb on him.
That's right, which is sick to have, and it
Yeah,
worked
yeah.
for the Panthers.
Yeah, but then immediately as your coach, you're like, well, we need this guy a bit closer to the action.
But they can just, like, Serraldo's a smart guy, figure out a way to switch them around, because you've got, what's the young fella's name? Lachlan, and Sexton was playing mean as.
Yeah.
You
And
know, you've got a good...
well, they were doing that towards the end.
Yeah.
If they ended up on the left, he would kick it from centre. So
Great.
Yeah, I think that is where his best position is.
Ethan Strange really came to life towards the end. He's a bit like KO Weeks, though, where he goes missing. He's a young fella, so he can't put in that consistent, excellent performance.
Yeah.
But at the same, Matt Burton, the Bulldogs did really well. Matt Burton's kicking and stuff, great. This is actually really hard. I think it's Cam Munster, but at the same time, I don't think he's really done much to really set the world on fire.
I had Cam Munster. I picked him from the start of my fantasy season.
Same,
Supercoach.
locked in.
Locked in and left him. So
Yeah.
I've been aware of his performances every week in, week out. I wouldn't say he goes missing, but there's just some games where he doesn't have the impact. Now, is his ceiling higher than those other two? Yeah, by miles. I think.
Munster?
Yeah, and there's a reason he's in the final, I think, and those other two aren't. But I think based on the season they had, I think it's Strange.
Really?
I
Yeah,
do.
because they finished top of the table. Yeah, you're right.
They finished top of the table. He was massive part of that.
Yeah.
He is a unique number 6 in that they run crash plays from it. He scored a few tries off this ridiculous bulldozer
Yeah.
play. He's got a giant head on him. And then also the way that Ricky Stewart talks about him. I've never heard Ricky
He
Stewart
loves
talk
him.
about.
He gets emotional.
Yeah.
He loves it. He's like it's like the back version of Big Papa. Like, he loves him.
He talks about him as if he's his own son, and his own son is in the team, and he doesn't talk about
And
him.
he hates
like-
his guts, man. He
Yeah.
sucks.
So I'm going Strange.
No, I agree with you, actually. You've talked me around Ethan Strange. The next one's interesting. Halfback nominees, who are Nathan Cleary, Jamal Fogarty, and Isaiah Katoa.
Jerome Hughes hard done by for injury, I think.
Yes, otherwise he would 100% be up there. My favourite half this year to watch has been Isaiah Katoa.
Yeah.
I am, like, when I do Supercoach next year, I might do fantasy as well.
Yeah.
See how that goes. But he is the first guy I'm putting in my team.
Yeah.
Because he's so fucking scucky.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of try assists, and the Dolphins were, they were hot and cold. When they were on, they were incredible to watch. And it was all because of the way he runs deep into the line.
Yeah.
And just, like, throws scucky Josh Schuster, like, no-look passes. And
Yeah. Waving wands, doing all that kind of
he
stuff.
is so good.
He is. And I think that if you put, like, if you took AI and you put both players, him and Nathan Cleary, side by side from this season and blank them out so it was a default skin on the character,
Yeah.
you'd be like, I don't know, they're about as good as each other.
Very different, obviously. Cleary, like, the masterclass, his kicking and stuff, his
Yeah.
game management. Yeah, I think, and then, to be honest, the guy who's probably going to get chosen is probably Fogarty.
I don't know about Fogarty.
Because once again they finished number one.
Again.
He's a real solid half, good kicker, just a real good all round player. And the Dolphins didn't even make the top 8 in the end, so that probably rules Katoa out.
Yeah.
But my pick, if I had to, would be Isaiah Katoa. That's who I would choose based on how much I fucking love watching this guy play.
I'm struggling to remember how many games Cleary missed for injury this year.
There's quite a few. But
Fuck it, I'm going Katoa too.
yeah, that's the exciting pick.
Hooker of the Year nominees: Api Koroisau, Blake Brayley, Tom Starling.
Blake Brayley.
I think Blake
Brayley. Just there the whole season, super consistent. Started like attacking way more this year.
Yep.
And the Sharks, like they were clicking, and a large portion of it was him.
When their fortunes turned around, it was have a go at Blake Brayley.
Can you remember, and this is probably because I haven't watched many Tigers games if I can help it, can you remember anything Apisai Koroisau did that was...
I hate the Tigers, so no.
Fuck the Tigers, right?
Fuck the Tigers.
So like, and Tom Starling was only playing 50 minutes a game for most of the season.
Yeah, and good, but again, I do wonder if he's got that minor premiership glow.
100%. So lock in Blake Brayley.
Lock in Blake Brayley. Prop of the Year nominees: Eden Fonua Blake, Stefano Utoikamanu, Josh Papali'i, Terrell May, Payne Haas. Josh Papali'i, another Raiders one.
Yeah, but also...
He wasn't even playing for them for a while.
Yeah, this is like, because everyone loves Big Papa, and he was brought into Queensland, and then they won.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool. This is not even a question for me. It's Payne Haas and Terrell May.
Yep.
I hate the Tigers, but Terrell May is such a good front rower, and Payne Haas has just always been a freak. He played 80 minutes at the weekend.
And Payne Haas and actually Terrell May have both passed the girlfriend test for me, which is when you're watching a game with your girlfriend and she goes, that guy looks pretty good, when she doesn't really know much about the sport.
Right.
That's a great eye test.
Jeff has said that about Payne Haas and Terrell May.
Yeah.
Really?
Payne Haas stands out physically because he looks like ridiculous. And then Terrell May, she was just like, they keep saying his name, who's he? And I was like, yep, see, this is the key.
Yeah.
I think
that's easy.
That's open and shut. And then second row of the years, Angus Crichton, Liam Barton, Eliesa Katoa, Leka, Halasima, and Hudson Young.
Now, this is a real easy first choice for me. It's Eliesa Katoa.
Okay.
He's been playing the whole season. He's been scoring tries. He is... This season, with Angus Crichton having a bit of a down year, David Fafita being weird at the Titans, he's been the best back row in the comp for me by far.
Okay, I don't think it's by far, and I thought you were going to say a different name.
Did you think I was going to say Hudson Young?
I thought you were going to say Hudson Young.
He's probably my second, yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me as well, I mean, obviously, looking through my one eye as a
fucking
Warriors fan,
all day.
fucking Leka all day, baby.
And Dimitric for number 2.
Yeah. But I think Hudson Young's been too good.
Yeah, because Hudson Young started the year with a real hiss and a roar, and then he did have a bit of an injury in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Whereas Katoa's played the entire season, has been scoring tries, and just even when Hughes is out, he's still finding a way to score on that right side.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, he's just been the lock and load.
I think so too. Liam Martin's been great.
Yeah, always is.
You know the calibre of Angus Crichton. I just think on the balance of the season he's had, I think it's got to be Hudson Young and Eli Katoa. Leka, you might as well etch his name into the trophy next year now.
Yeah, 100%. He's going to win it at some stage, which is exciting.
Lock is exciting to me. Aaron Clark, Isaiah Yeo, Nafahu White.
This is a no-brainer for me. It's Nafahu White.
Really?
Fuck no, it's Aaron Clark.
Hell yeah.
This isn't even a question. Of course it's Aaron Clark.
Of course it is. I couldn't even believe Nafahu White was in there. It's like, how bad were the rest of the players' seasons? He had a great year.
Oh, Nafahu White, 100%. But
don't get me wrong. If you want to call Joe Tapine 13, then you could probably put him in there too. But
yeah. One guy has been purchased from the Titans, minimum wage. He's on the same amount of money that I'd make working at Burger King or something.
Yeah.
And he is
working at Radio Hodaki.
Or working at Radio Hodaki, for example. He's playing 65 minutes a game, sometimes 80 if needed. He's just, he makes a million tackles. He runs it so hard. He ups the aggression on the field. He has been by far the best lock in the NRL this year.
Yeah, 100%. Well, there's your team. We've decided it here. That was probably worth skipping if you already knew who the actual team was. Let's take one more quick break. We'll come back, preview the grand final, and place a hunch on that game. Okay, grand final this weekend, Chris Key. And I think I'm a little surprised by this. Have you had a look at the odds, head-to-head?
No, I haven't.
Don't look at it.
Okay.
Let me. Who do you think is favoured by the TAB?
Right, Melbourne Storm v Broncos. I think the Storm are favoured.
The Storm are favoured.
But based on the fact that they've been there a million times, and the Broncos, while exciting, they are a fucking roller coaster. They're like that airplane meme you were discussing before. Yeah. They go up and down and up and down, and they just so happen to be up right now. But Melbourne Storm are just always there. They know how to rise to the occasion. However, having said that, I think it's only Munster what was the fact? There's only a couple of guys that have actually been to all these finals. Most of the team are actually new guys, like your Grant Andersons, your Meanies. They're not the experienced Storm players that have been there before. But part of me is just like, yeah, the Storm are going to win. It sucks.
Part of the TAB feels that way as well.
I hope that doesn't happen for the record. I want the Broncos to win.
Melbourne Storm $1.70, Brisbane Broncos $2.15.
Yeah, and I thought it would be more in favour of the Broncos after that game at the weekend.
Same here. And then, so after the Raiders game, I thought, how much is that going to take out of this team? Quadruple overtime or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And the roller coaster. And I actually think it had that impact on the Raiders.
It completely sapped them of all their,
I think it fired the Broncos up.
Yeah.
I think they were like, let's fucking go. This is game on. We're finals now. Let's play.
Yeah.
And I think I think $2.15, which is what the Broncos are paying.
Good eating.
Good eating. More than double your money for the Broncos to win? Yeah.
Because it's already.
I think I'll sprinkle a little on that.
It's already bloody exciting if the Broncos win, right? Like, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And then you add a little sriracha,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been over there to the Broncos palace that they've got over there, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
This is you kind of get a vibe for how much of an institution the Broncos are in Queensland, eh?
Yeah, 100%.
It's not just the team; it's like a whole.
Yeah,
and I think a big part of it is they are Queensland's team essentially.
Yeah, and they're also they're the biggest team in the NRL based on like the amount of fans they have, the amount of like the value of the club,
the resource
they've got. Like,
those guys are superstars.
They are superstars, and I have never seen as many pokies as when I went into the Broncos Rugby Club, which is across the road from their high performance training centre. The rugby league club's over there. The bottom layer is like a restaurant and 1,000 pokies. And you can go get a schnitzel and play the pokies all day, and that money goes into the club. I think that's how it all works.
That's culture.
That's culture right there. That is how you build a winning franchise.
And that's where the Warriors have been going wrong for a long time.
More pokies in South Auckland.
Lilywood's a disgrace.
And so, yeah.
I think you're right about Melbourne. I don't know. Maybe I need to go.
What?
Yeah, I know. But maybe I need to go and rewatch that game. But I just every one of their best players is carrying some sort of niggle.
Yeah, like Pappenhausen played really well at the weekend, but he's definitely not Pappenhausen of 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And who could blame him, obviously. Hughes has got a shattered wrist, but still looked awesome.
But still balling out, yeah.
Yeah. And then, like, they don't have Nas because he's not allowed to play for the rest of the final series.
The rest of his life.
Because he's a fucking idiot. And then the rest of the team is relatively inexperienced. Yeah.
Still good. They are still very talented across the field.
Fucking Craig Bellamy, man. He's a freak.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing. But then, like, I do, if I look forward in time, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Melbourne Storm 28, Broncos 8. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if the Melbourne Storm just shut them down and make it a clinical win. However, if they get out to like a 16-point lead and then the Broncos rally in the second half again, we could be on for one of the all-time most like exciting grand finals.
Yeah, I think I still can't shake that Raiders game out of my head and how inevitable they looked and how good Reece Walsh has been. The effort that they seem to have an embarrassment of riches, the efforts that they're getting from their halves, all fucking 12 of them.
Yeah.
They got Mam coming off the bench.
Yeah.
They got Hunt. They've got Reynolds.
They also did, like, they even have, what's the old coach's son?
Billy Walters.
Billy Walters wasn't playing. Like, Pat Carrigan isn't playing.
Pat Carrigan's back this week.
He's back this week, and so like they did all of that without essentially their captain, who is like a freak.
Payne Haas, Katoni Staggs.
Yeah,
I'm not just going to read the team list here, but I just think, they're all fire. All of those players are firing at the same.
Gehamat Shibasaki,
who controversially has shaved the
goatee off. Yeah. Which threw me, by the way.
Do you know what it is? Shame shave.
Why is that?
Because he missed practice a couple of weeks ago because he was on the piss.
And he got stood down.
That's
right.
And as we all know,
you shave your goatee
off in that situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like they're all humming at the right time, but fuck, Melbourne seems inevitable, doesn't it?
Fuck, Melbourne is right. What's your plan for watching this, by the way? Because Lucy's like, when's the grand final? I was like, oh, it'll be this Sunday. And then
Sunday night.
10:30 kickoff. Because you've obviously got to be up at 4:30 for breakfast the next morning.
Oh, it gets worse than that, though, because I'll be in Tauranga commentating the Black Caps, which
Saturday
will be a washout, I think, which means, and we're commentating from a pub. So
that'll be fun, though.
Oh, it'll be a lot of fun.
But this is the classic thing
no
with
doubt.
the ACC. Once you've done quite a few of these, it's now just a bit of a ball ache.
Well, why it's a ball ache is because I know myself.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to have a lot of fun there. And I'll have too much fun, wake up the next day. I understand there's a round of golf booked in.
Oh, whereabouts? Amanu?
Mount
Golf Club?
I don't know. Do you know about this?
Yeah, sweet. Those courses are great.
What day is the golf?
Sunday, surely.
Nah, I'm leaving. I'm getting out of there.
Father's Day. Can I come with you?
Yep.
Can I come with you?
So I think my plan is get home, go to bed, wake up at 10:30.
Yeah, right. So you are going to watch it?
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm just trying to figure out at what point this weekend am I going to fucking sleep. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, because in my mind I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch the footy, and then I was like, hang on, I'd probably usually watch it with Manaia, but he'll be probably asleep or some shit.
I'll be awake.
Yeah. Might just be, yeah. It's a fucking ball ache of a time though.
Oh, it is. It's ridiculous. And all the Australians are talking about, oh, man, day footy. Remember when I was a kid and the final, was during the day on a Sunday and you can make a whole weekend out of it?
Which would be good, man. Like dry track most of the time. Yeah. Like sunny footy is fucking good footy to watch.
Yeah, 100%. And spread a thought for your Kiwi brothers who have to fucking start at 10:30. And it won't start then. It'll start at 11.
Yeah, by the time they wheel out Barnsey and Aussie Crawl and, I don't know, and Wolf Mother.
No, Teddy swims.
Oh, Teddy swims, does he?
Has just pulled out.
Oh.
So he drowned, and he...
Teddy sings.
Teddy does not sing, because he pulled out of his last two shows, wherever he was, because he lost his voice. And so now I think they're trying to find someone else to replace him. They may have announced it yet.
Fuck, Snoop would have been good.
So yeah, I think the Broncos win. I think the Broncos win like 26-14 or something.
What hunch were you placing?
Oh, the hunch for today. This is one of my favourite times. There's always such great odds. This is one of the best bets if you can ever hit it, and it is the Clive Churchill medalist. It's the odds are always so juicy because you don't know who's going to win, you don't know who's going to have the best game, and you don't know who the judges are going to pick as having the best game. I don't even know who the fucking judges are. Is it Clive? The odds are thusly: Cam Munster, $6. Harry Grant, $7. Reece Walsh, $7. Payne Haas, $7.50. Hughes, Pappenhausen. Then we're into your $20 Hunts, Carrigans, Cuttles.
Right. Where's your vibe at here? So you think the Broncos are going to win?
I think the Broncos are going to win. I don't think they give it to a prop, which rules out Payne Haas, which means you are I don't think they give it to Patrick Carrigan. So you're picking between Adam Reynolds and Reece Walsh is what I think.
Right. So
do you think Melbourne's going to win?
I think Melbourne's going to win, but I really want the Broncos to win.
Okay.
And so for that, so for example, the smart money, even though he's injured, for me, my brain is like, go Jerome Hughes. He's paying $8 when they he is the reason they won that game at the weekend. Like, he is such an impressive player, but I don't want to put my money on Jerome Hughes.
Yeah. Yeah, because what you are saying is if this team wins, it's because this guy balled out.
Had a blind, yeah.
Is there a world in which it's Adam Reynolds?
I think, that was before the podcast started, I was like, I think it's going to be Adam Reynolds. I can just see this, or Ben Hunt. I love the idea of these two older fellas who have been around the traps, and just Adam Reynolds putting on a kicking clinic where he's like putting little chips through to the corner and they're scoring off it and just things like that. Whilst everyone has their eyes on Reece Walsh, he's the one actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the idea of that.
Field goal attempt, a sideline conversion.
Like that,
There's all sorts of ways that he could win the moment.
I could see him, like, they score in the corner, he slots all of them, like, yeah.
Well, the beautiful part about what we're doing here is it's neither of our money. So should we go Adam Reynolds?
I think I want to go Adam Reynolds. It's paying $15.
Lock in Adam Reynolds at 15s. We'll put $100 on that if that comes back. $1,400 into the kitty for the ACC, at which point we pay it out to you on social media. So anything else?
Nah.
Knock it on the head. Enjoy your grand final footy this weekend. Best of luck with work on Monday morning. And if you don't hear from us till like late next week, you'll know why.
Yeah. See ya.
All right.
And Australia without rugby league is not Australia.